Over on Channel 2, we have Sale of the Century, but now it's 9 p.m, and that means it's time for the Thamesmen.
How you doing?
Good. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Thamesmen, the light reaction, low budget, absolutely fantastic reaction channel. You are in the middle of our little summer vacation, and as such, we thought we were going to do some summer tracks.
Summer tracks. Apologies to you people in Australia, because it isn't summer, but it's summer there the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you can have that because, you know, we can have miserable. We moved for the miserable. We did. My name's Alex. I'm in San Francisco.
I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles, and we're not in England, which apparently is melting today.
It's on fire. It's 40 degrees, right? I just came back from camping up in Yosemite. It was 40 degrees, and I was in a tent. And now England is stopped, you know, because it's 40 degrees.
I saw a news story, like an airport, was it Luton Airport or something? They had to shut down flights because the runway had melted. So that was nice. So
I saw a thing where the trains were stopped because the rail had buckled, and in the winter it's the same track where they had to stop because they had leaves on the
or snow on the line. Yeah, I mean England is so ridiculously ill-equipped to manage things. I do remember I live in California, Los Angeles, and where it never snows. It never snows here. And there was a freak, like 10 years, 15 years ago, there was a freak snowstorm in Malibu, like on the coast, beautiful, you know, normal blue skies. They had snowplows. They cleared the roads with snowplows. It never bloody snows here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing England's good at.
What?
Desserts.
Oh, what, like baked Alaska?
What's your favourite dessert?
Oh, my favourite dessert. I tell you what,
we'll get to the music in a minute. What would be your favourite dessert?
Don't get me started on favourite desserts.
Well, first of all, Americans, we call desserts in England, it's the generic name for dessert is pudding.
Pudding.
And pudding. And then some company snagged that and tagged it and marked it. And they don't call it pudding here because it's a brand called pudding in America.
Really? I did not know that.
If you ask for pudding, they actually bring you out a thing called pudding.
Oh, really? What, even if you're the Pink Floyd song?
No. Because they're English. So what would be your favourite pudding, your dessert?
Oh, well, okay. This is gooseberry fool.
Oh my God, that is so English.
which like, people probably don't even know what a gooseberry is. We'll put a picture of what a gooseberry is. Weird, sort of hairy green thing. Just very nice on it.
Hairy sour grape.
It's a very sour grape, hairy. But then you make gooseberry fool where you mix it up with cream and things like that.
God, it makes me want to vomit that. Mine's Eton Mess.
Oh, Eton. My son makes Eton Mess. He loves.
There you go. How English is that? Also, we've got great names. We've got absolutely great names. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in England, we do have a very famous pudding called Spotted Dick. And you can ask your grandmother for a big old piece of Spotted Dick for dessert. And she'll whip it out and not even giggle.
No giggling at all when you talk about Spotted Dick. Yeah, no. What about, though, the ultimate 1970s dessert, which when it's good is really good, sherry trifle.
Love a sherry trifle.
I love a sherry trifle.
I love it, but it has to be the real cream and everything, not that
real proper job, not a shop bought one, a proper.
Oh dear, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see why we're in the fittest form of our life. You know, oh God, I do miss some English. They've got a cheese there called Stinky Bishop's Finger.
Oh yeah, it's a goodie. Yeah.
Anyway, we're in the middle of summer. We've just come back from our vacation, and yes, Thamesmen do vacation together. We came back from Mexico, didn't we?
We came back from Mexico. We survived. I've still got mosquito bites to show for it, and a case of COVID. So that was great. So,
and while I was down there, I listened to a podcast, and the podcast was an English musician who is based in Austin now. She's called Yola. Yola, and she's a soul singer, and She brilliant. So obviously I was listening to her. She was talking about a drummer called James Gadson, who is the funkiest drummer out. And every time she would pick a track and say, "Oh my God, what is that?" James Gadson was playing drums. And so I looked him up. He has played everything. And I found out he played on Bill Withers' Ain't No Sunshine. And this is a live track. And I thought, it's summer. Let's see what the funkiest drummer in the world is like.
Well, okay, all right. And you even this is his dedication, folks. He wrote some notes.
I did.
Do you want to read them? Do you want to read them? Do you want to read your notes?
You read these. You're good at words.
Oh, well, let's see if I can work it out. But okay, so we said this is Bill Withers and Ain't No Sunshine. And Withers was inspired to write this song after watching the 1962 movie Days of Wine and Roses. He explained, in reference to the characters played by Lee Remick and Jack Lemmon, they were both alcoholics who were alternatively weak and strong. It's like going back for seconds on rat poison. So, sometimes you miss things that weren't particularly good for you. It's just something that crossed my mind from watching that movie, and probably something else that happened in my life that I'm not aware of. For the song's third verse, Withers had intended to write more lyrics instead of repeating the phrase "I know" 26 times, but then followed the advice of the other musicians to leave it that way. I was his factory worker puttering around, Withers said. So when they said leave it like that, I left it. Withers, then 31, was working at a factory making bathrooms for 747s. I did not know that at the time he wrote the song. When the song went gold, the record company presented Withers with a golden toilet seat. That's obviously appropriate, marking the start of his new career. Ain't No Sunshine was the first of Withers' 3 gold records in the US. Originally released as the B-side to another song called Harlem, Ain't No Sunshine was preferred by disc jockeys, and it became a huge hit. It is a total anthem, isn't it? Let's face it.
Absolutely.
Absolute anthem. So
I know he was doing the bathrooms on the 747s, and he had this huge hit, and he wouldn't give up the job.
Really?
Yeah, but if you think about it, he's 31.
Right.
He's not a 19-year-old. He's probably got responsibilities and a pension and this and that, and he's solid. You know what I mean? And they had to absolutely convince him to get him out of that airplane factory. And he did. And obviously he went off and he became this massive, massive star. But
that's
he just wouldn't give up the job. What do you get if you put a duck in a microwave for 3 seconds?
I don't know what you get duck in a microwave for 3 seconds.
Bill Withers.
You've been saving all of these, haven't you?
No, that one just popped up. Popped up again now. That's the only Bill Withers joke I know, thank God. All right, so listen, the drummer is James Gadson. Let's say Yola said every time she picked up this track.
Yoda?
Yola, Y-O-L-A, not Yoda, Yoda.
Yola. Okay, right.
And I looked him up on Wikipedia, and it's like, oh my God, it's like who's who. So, and I haven't seen this, so I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So we're going to get a funky drummer on Bill Withers. All right.
Can't be better than that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away.
Oh, it's just brilliant.
Something about it.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know,
yeah.
I know, 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 I know. Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. the darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
Oh, that could have gone on for like 10 minutes and I would never have got bored of that sound, that feel to it. That just...
I tell you what, that bass player took a big old puff before that.
he was totally back in his armchair, just like, I'll just play a bass line here.
I think they had all hit the bong pipe a bit too hard in the green room before they came out. I mean, that bass player, he was just
But it suited the vibe of the song, though. It was summertime. We're chilling out. It was like,
just got to wake him up for the end. Just,
but the drummer, though, just even though like not, it's only a 2-3 minute track or whatever. He was so on it.
Yeah. And it was such a light touch and yet so funky at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just ticked along that track.
Yeah.
Such a slow song.
I mean, we've obviously heard that track before. It's a very famous track, but I never really listened to it like that, again. And like, I love the fact there was a live performance in a studio and they were all there. And I would definitely stand to hear more from that drummer, with Bill Withers or without, but I would love to hear some more of that, I think, because that was pretty special.
That was Old Grey Whistle Test.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
That's the English program, of course.
72. But I just when I saw that bass player, and it was just like he looked like he had narcolepsy or whatever. He just like woke up and it had so much vibe, and they would seem so relaxed, and they played so well, and it was so brilliant. Yeah. You're right. I could watch another 27 minutes of that and not get bored.
You would just sort of drift away to it, wouldn't you? Just sort of like enjoy the moment. And I just, isn't it funny how some artists have just this raw talent, or not even raw, polished talent even, and you watch them and you go, that's fantastic. And I don't know if it's a personal thing. I remember going to a Playboy Jazz Festival in LA 10, 15 years ago. And the lead act was George Benson. And George Benson would never normally be in my wheelhouse. And you watch them and you just love it because they are so naturally talented and so magnetic, and they pull you into the music, even if it's not your thing, and I think that Bill Withers has that feel to him,
There was a very odd incident once when at a WOMAD where Howard Jones, for some reason, was playing down there, and I don't know what. I mean, Howard Jones is like an 80s, whatever. Yeah. Power went out in the middle of a WOMAD gig.
Right.
All he had was him and a piano, a bass. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was all the razzmatazz. He went, and it was just him, and there was the musician.
Yeah,
and a lot of bands try so hard, and they're trying to do dance or whatever. There was Bill Withers, the musician, and he in some way his all he had was his music, and it was a bit like that with Howard Jones. Once it was stripped away, it was 20 times better.
Right. I went to I think it was the Ace Hotel down in LA like 3 years ago. And a friend had some tickets, and it was for Billy Idol. And, we grew up in the 80s with Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that'd be fun. Go and see Billy Idol, bit of a rocking night, whatever it happens to be. Did not realize it was him and Steve Stevens, who's long-term sort of collaborator guitarist. And it was them talking about their music and then just playing acoustic versions of some of their songs and the stories that ran up to them. And it was Billy Idol and Steve Stevens, and they're sitting on like a pair of bar stools on the stage. No drummers, no effects, no nothing. and then they would acoustically play and explain some of the songs. Fantastic. Total respect for Billy Idol. He told the best stories, and then he could sing and play without all the sort of razzmatazz of, like, you know, rebel yells and all that sort of stuff. It was freaking fantastic. And then I go, okay, yeah, I can see why the guy was a huge hit. Absolutely fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
I
wonder if Criss Cross could do that.
No, I doubt it. Hey, turn off the power. They might surprise you.
The clothes might go normal. That was brilliant.
Criss Cross, that's such a weird reference. That's just like, how many people would know that?
What, Criss Cross?
Yeah.
I reckon a lot of people know Criss Cross.
No.
Every time when you get up in the morning, if you're lucky, and you get dressed and you put on your underwear and it's back to front.
Criss Cross.
Yeah. Every time I think of it all the time, it's just like, I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. I don't care if I got I don't have the little flap. I'm Criss Cross today. And it makes
how many times do you put your underwear on backwards?
A lot.
I've never done that.
Have you not?
No. It's
not Criss Cross.
Never thought of Criss Cross. Never thought of my underwear on backwards.
It's a bit weird. And then when you look down, it's just all smooth.
There's a front bottom.
There's no emergency exit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what was the point of those emergency exits? You know, where you had that little flappy bit. Yeah. It's like, you're not going to weave things through there, are you? I mean,
if you've got a decent sized dick, you can.
But it seems so pointless.
It's like, you know, in the 1970s cars,
you actually weave it through there.
In the 1970s cars, they would have the quarter light just for air ventilation for your cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, just a bit of window open. That's what that is.
That's a quarter light, is it?
That's a quarter light for having a bit of air on a long journey. I see it.
This started as a really classy video with Bill Withers, amazing drummer, and now you're talking about the quarter light on your underpants.
You know, when you've got an itch, right, and you're being surreptitiously and you're standing in a circle of group, when my hand goes down there, you know what I mean? I know if I go with the pocket, I can go through the quarter light and down and around and have a little itch, and no one's the better.
No one's the wiser.
It's an itch quarter light.
Is that what it's for?
Yeah. Also, if you do a really bad smell, it's got
just okay.
It's emergency air vent.
Let's stop it.
Anyway, Criss Cross.
I've never think of Criss Cross. Anyway,
all right.
So glad we brought that one up.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Well, we're in the middle of our summer week, so we'll be doing the Spotify list without Criss Cross, and see you on the next video.
Weirdo.